Hello boys and girls, this week we are looking at different ways to look and use fractions. Now in the last video for this week we looked at fractions on a number line, and that's a really good video as an introduction to what we're going to be doing in this video, which is looking at fractions on a ruler. Now you may notice my ruler up here, and if you watch the video on number lines you may say, Mrs. Silcox, that looks almost exactly the same, and it pretty much is, but a ruler already has the fractions cut out for you. You just have to know how to look for them. Whereas on a number line, you're cutting the whole into fractions yourself. Alright, so here's my makeshift ruler. You can use a real ruler or you can make your own. It might be easier to make your own and then work to a ruler, but you decide what's best for you and your own learning, okay? Now what I have up here is I have my ruler. I have my whole numbers. 0, 1, 2, and the ruler continues, correct? But if you notice on a ruler there are also all of these little lines that aren't numbered. They don't have a number associated with them. Those are the little measurements between 0 and 1, 1 and 2, 2 and 3. But it would be so hard to fit all of those little numbers on there that they don't do that. The great way that you can think about these little lines is think about them as fractions. Alright, so let's start with something a little bit more simple. Let's say that I have the fraction 1/2. Now if I want to look this fraction up on my ruler, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to say, do I have any whole numbers right here? Do I have any 1s or 2s or 3s that are big, that are whole? They haven't been split up. No, I don't. I don't have any numbers here. Okay, so I'm just looking for 1/2, or 1 out of 2 pieces. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start at 0, and I'm going to look between 0 and 1. That's going to be my whole. Okay, now remember that our denominator tells us how much we're going to split our whole into. So if we're looking at our whole, we're going to split it into 2 equal pieces. Okay, so here it is. Oh, I just erased it. Here it is. Here's one equal piece, here's another equal piece. Okay, what that means is that this line is showing me here's where I split into 2 equal pieces. This is 1/2. From 0 to 1, if I measure that space, that is 1/2 of my whole. Alright, let's try another one. This is a little bit trickier, but you know what? Stick with it. Keep practicing and I know you'll get it. Let's try another fraction, okay? So let's say that I have the fraction I want to look up is 1 1/4. Okay, well let's remember the steps that I told you in the last fraction we looked at, okay? First, look for any whole numbers, any numbers that aren't fractions. Here's a whole number. That's what it looks like, 1. What that means is that on your ruler, that's where you're going to start. You're going to start at 1. Okay? And then we're going to look for our fraction of 1/4. So since we're starting at 1, we know that our whole will be between 1 and 2. Which means we can split our whole into 4 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal pieces in our whole. Now, we want to look back at our fraction. We want one of our 4 pieces. So we're going to go to one of our 4 pieces. This is the measurement that we're looking for, 1 1/4. So this is where our ruler is going to stop. That is where our measurement's going to stop. Alright? Now this is a little bit of a trickier concept, like I said. What I want you to do this week is have patience with yourself and practice. I would suggest, like I said in the beginning of the video, maybe making your own ruler first and learning how and kind of reviewing how to split your ruler into different fraction amounts. And then you can practice looking up some different fraction amounts on your ruler. Good luck this week. You're going to do fantastic, and please email if you have any questions or concerns. Have a wonderful week.